Okay, welcome to our Thursday night client appreciation call. I'm so excited to have you all join us tonight. We have two awesome speakers to share about their health journey with us. And just a little bit about me, I have been a health coach for 4 years, and I started my own health journey 4.5 years ago. And I lost 40 pounds. And the biggest miracle is that I've kept it off, and our program, so much more than just losing the weight, has completely improved so many areas of my mental, physical, and financial health. And paying it forward and supporting and appreciating so many of you on this journey with us has just been the best blessing of my life. And this call is one of those ones that, it's all about community and appreciation, about just where you're at and where you're going. So I want to thank our speakers for being willing to share with us tonight. And our first speaker, Steve. So Steve, we're going to have you come on. You might have to do unmute on your phone and share with us how your journey's been so far.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. My name's Steve Hernandez. I tried the program a few years ago and I lost weight, but then I stopped and I put it all back. Plus, I started gum. I have physicals twice a year with my doctor, and he's telling me my blood pressure and everything's fine, but he's kind of left like hints like your weight, your weight might be a concern down the road. Little subtle hints like your weight's going to be a concern down the road. So I knew there's something of this. So I went back to Sherry to get back on plan. And in a little over, just under 2 months, I've lost 30 pounds. And I had my physical yesterday with my doctor. And I lost 30 pounds. He did like my blood pressure was 110 over 60, which I never had bad blood pressure, but it's never been that good. And the things like the eating, following the plan, and then the lean and greens. And I mean, my eating habits have been a lot healthier and stuff, and I've been more active. So like the mountain bike riding I do and working out at the gym is now complementing my healthy eating, where before everything I did before got destroyed by, eating a couple, like a double cheeseburger, fries, and stuff. So my eating is finally, my eating habits are slowly, I've been changing. I'm just following the plan, but there's a week and a half period where I had family over and we had family meals. And then that 2 weeks, I still managed to lose weight because I was eating, chicken breast, salad, and I wasn't eating the big baked potatoes and stuff. At work, especially at work, on my breaks and stuff, I'd probably have a bag of potato chips and a Pepsi, maybe even a candy bar. And then at lunch, I'd have like a cheeseburger or something like that. Where now, with the 5-to-1, I'm having my, my bar, and then, one of the bars, and then on my break, I might bake one of those the cookie things, or the buttermilk, or the butter cheddar biscuit, and then I'll have my soup. And people have noticed that the weight, losing the weight, especially around my face. That's a little joke that Sherry and I have kept running. It's like everyone's like, yeah, you're losing weight. You can really see it about your face. You can see it around your face. It's like the big mystery, I guess, was how did I put a T-shirt on or something? But it's been really good. So I'm really looking forward to my doctor wants to see me again. He's hoping I lose 15 more pounds. I go, next time I see you, I'm hoping I lose a lot more than that. But he said he'd be happy with 15 pounds. I go, if I only lose 15, I'd be kind of disappointed. But I like the way things are going and the way I'm feeling, and I'm just doing good.
Awesome. Thank you, Steve. What do you think that you have learned this time compared to
This
last?
time I'm learning I've been learning the eating when like the 2 weeks that I was off when I had family over and stuff. I've learned just smarter choices. And then like even like when we went out to a restaurant, I didn't eat the whole steak and the whole everything because it was there, you know. I ate just enough to fuel the body, and then I had, you know, and then the salads I ate and stuff. Then I had steak for the next day, you know, another piece of steak to have the next day with my vegetables and stuff. And I'm eating a lot more. More of my plate is more of vegetables, whether they're steamed vegetables or salad, rather than just, you know, a big old steak or a big chicken breast or whatever it is. So I know, yeah. Now I'm like, don't eat everything just because it's there. Just, you know, eat to fuel the body and stay healthy.
Good. Anybody else have questions for Steve?
Yeah.
I have a question for you, Steve. First of all, congratulations. I'm so glad that you thought to come back to Sherry, and 30 pounds in 2 months is amazing. So my question for you is, you had mentioned that you had done it before and you just stopped. Obviously you probably have a different path aligned for you now. What is your plan this time moving forward? And then I'll probably want to follow that up with another question.
Well, last time it was just more like a fad diet plan or something I treated as, because I didn't bother to read the books or anything. So this time I'm learning why the body is changing and stuff, and then, you know, read along as I go through. Like, well, right now I'm in the weight loss stage, and when I go through the transition, start reading why or how to transition stuff. So I'm educating myself more this time rather than just, you know, following the plan. So
Congratulations. That's actually very similar to my story. And so that was going to be my question to you. Are you diving into the books and engaging into the community? Because that's what's allowed me for the first time in my life keep my weight loss, 60 pounds 3 years ago. And so congratulations to you.
all right, thank you.
Anybody else? A question for Steve before our next speaker? All right, Steve, we'll come back and see if we have questions at the end also. But I'd like to introduce our next speaker, Bonnie, who's going to share her health journey with us. You have to unmute. Actually, I might be able to unmute you. Yes. Okay, see if you're good now.
Now?
Yep.
Okay, I am unmuted. Hi, my name is Bonnie, and I had been on and off of a zillion diets and gradually added weight to each child, and just, things came up and I climbing in weight. You stop paying attention. Can you see my picture there? That's such a lovely picture. I was so mad when my niece put that on. But I had been taking weight-related medications, and one of my prescriptions went from $20 a month to $170 a month. So my doctor said, we got to get you off of that, and she changed my medication. And as a side effect of this new medication, I was getting rips in the muscles behind both of my legs, behind both of my knees. So she had to stop me immediately off of all my meds, and I had to do something. And Sherry's husband, Dave, was coming to church. He had lost 75 pounds, and he was bringing all his fat clothes. And I ran into him. I couldn't believe that was him. And I said, what are you doing? I want to do it. Just get me on there. I want to do it. So we got started, and I lost 95 pounds. in 9 months. And it's not just the weight that is your victories. There's non-scale victories. My clothing, I had gone from a size 32. I even had one outfit that was a 5X. I'm sure it was labeled wrong. But I got down into a 16, 18, 20, depending on who made the clothes. But one of the other things that is a good non-scale victory for me was that I fly to New Mexico to see my mom, and I was getting to the point where I was struggling to get my seatbelt on. And I never told you this, Sherry, but one of my friends, her brother is a steward for the airlines, and he gave me this. And you see what this is when they show you on the airplane, the little magic thing? This is what they display, how to fasten your seatbelt. But for people that are too heavy to fit in a seatbelt, this is an extension. I did not ever want to use that. So I keep that to remind myself that. So then after I had lost weight, I went to convention and I put my seatbelt on and I pulled it, and it pulled like 9 inches. I was so excited about that. So my shoes fit differently, my rings fit differently, of course my clothes fit differently, but I am totally off of blood pressure medicine and cholesterol medicine, and my triglycerides went down 89 points, my BMI went down 14 points, and my cholesterol, what else? Well, that's a lot. But Sherry's favorite story is we live right near the Angels Stadium, so we used to go to baseball games, and I was having a hard time because it was really hard for me to get into the chair. I'd squish and like plop down into this chair. So after I'd lost my weight, we went and I sat down really easy, and I'm looking around and I thought, oh my gosh, they remodeled the stadium because I fit in this chair. And it wasn't the stadium, it was my rear. But it's been really good. I went from walking with a cane and a walker and sometimes a wheelchair to my husband and I went dancing. So that was good. I still have problems on and off with my knees, and but I don't have all the other things. And it's been just really good for the family, for me and my husband. And I can't believe it. I was told at 50 that I would never be able to lose weight, and I was 61, I'm 65 now, and it works. It truly works, doesn't it, Cherry?
Yes. You're such an inspiration. Thank you so much for sharing, Bonnie. So excited. So excited. And did you share how long ago that you lost your 95 pounds?
It was 4 years ago, just after you guys had started.
Yeah.
And then when I had some complications, it went up again, but I learned not to get emotionally involved with stuff, and this program works. I'm down again. I'm going down to where I want to be beyond that. And also, you set a goal for yourself, and I just wanted to lose weight. So I just lost weight, but I didn't change that goal. And then so I got comfortable with it. So I have a 5-year plan, and I've planned how much I want to lose in the next 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, a year, and how I want to maintain that weight. And I feel that becoming a health coach has really helped my chances of being good, staying on it. It's 5 times more chances of being successful on this program if you are a coach. So there.
I am so excited and so proud of you, Bonnie Garcia. When you rewatch this video, I don't think you're going to recognize the awesome person that's speaking right now. And that's why I wanted you to share how long it's been, because the journey of 4 years, and I think Steve even mentioned, we have weight loss phase, transition phase, and maintenance phase. And you know what? The company is actually calling the maintenance phase optimization now. And it's because it's about living an optimal life. And maintenance is kind of like just maintaining, whereas optimal life is about, man, Bonnie just said she has a 5-year plan, and you have dancing and dreaming, and it's so much more than the weight. So you're very, very inspiring. Just love how much you've grown and how you just shared the big picture. So awesome. Anybody?
I want to say is that sometimes we goof, and it's, not intentional, and sometimes we slip. But on Monday night's call, if you slip, get right back onto program, and the best way to do it is to drink a glass of water and then just get back onto your program. Don't beat yourself up. Don't feel so guilty that you have to eat for the rest of the day. Just have water and keep going.
Yep.
Yeah.
Anybody else? Some questions for Bonnie?
Bonnie, I have a quick question about the medicine. I'm going to assume the cholesterol medicine was causing the knee issues?
Yes.
Okay. And that was probably also the medicine that was going up in cost, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I have been off of it for 4 years, and my cholesterol is better than it had ever been on the medication. My blood pressure is lower than it had ever been on the medication, and I don't have that chemical going through my body.
All right, good for you for coming up with the 5-year plan and changing your why. Good for you.
And the important thing is I did this hand in hand with my doctor because it was scary. So we made a plan. She's checking my figures for cholesterol and blood pressure, and she's watching my weight. And instead of just coming up with some random number, as I get close to it, we're just going to keep checking in to see where the best weight is for me.
Are you doing 3-month blood works?
I'm doing 6 months.
Okay. Well, I was diabetic, so I had to do 3. So good for you.
My husband was pre-diabetic, and he is being very careful with what he eats, but he likes the shakes, and he uses the shakes several times a day, and his blood sugar is normal. His doctor is thrilled with him, but the shakes and some of our food he likes, but he really likes all the shakes, so he's doing great on that.
As long as it helps. Thank you.
Anybody else? Another question for Bonnie or Steve?
Yeah, for Bonnie, I have one. When you're walking, are you paying attention where your knees are in regards to your toes? Because that's what I learned when I was a fitness trainer. If you don't align the knee above the big toe, you wobble your knee, and with the excess weight that you used to have, it puts a lot more strain on the knee, and therefore ligaments get damaged, muscles get micro tears and stuff. But if you start walking straight with the knee aligned over the big toe, you might do it a little bit more slowly at the beginning till you have the gait stabilized. Then it might help reduce the pain in the knee.
That's really good advice. Thank you. Right now I have bone on bone in both of my knees, and it's made me like bow-legged, not bow-legged.
Yeah.
So my knees are inside and my toes are outside, but I can't put my feet together. But we're working on it, and it's okay. We're getting that pressure off of it.
Good.
Thank you for that advice. I really like hearing that. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
Any other burning questions we want to have answered?
It's good seeing all of you on there.
Okay, and the one thing we like to end our calls with is a habit of health, because that is basically what our program is all about, is the habits that we're learning. And so this week's habit, I want to talk about fueling your body every 3 hours. And I just think it was awesome that Steve shared that, even, which I knew, he had some family over and they had a whole week's worth of just a lot of activities. So it wasn't actually fully on program, but he had learned this habit. And this habit was about making good, healthy choices to fuel your body every 2 to 3 hours. And it really helps stabilize your blood sugar, increase your metabolism, helps with hunger, helps with having increased energy. So it's just a great habit to have. So just a really good thing to focus on if you're not doing that well, to set an alarm, and that can work on, because in the beginning, you're not used to it. So you set an alarm to remind your body and train yourself to feel your body every few hours, and then it becomes a habit. 4 years in, I don't need to set that alarm anymore. My body now kind of says, oh, it's time for energy or fuel. So it works out really, really great. And the other thing about our program in general is basically the idea of being accountable and paying it forward. So if there's anybody that you care about that needs any kind of help or support, feel free to invite them to our Habits of Health call, this call, share information at all. I know all of our, your coach and any of the people on the line would be more than happy to just share about what our program has done for anybody who's struggling or wanting more information about a community of support, because it's one of the best things about this program long term. But thank you so much, everybody.
Can I say one more thing?
Yes.
There's 20 people on the call, and together with the ones who registered the amount, we dropped 599 pounds, which is an average on 30 pounds per person. That's pretty damn exciting.
That's awesome.
And not everybody registered, so not everybody wrote it down, but that's pretty darn awesome.
Yes, especially without everybody on there. So it is. That's so awesome. So thank you, Denise. And thank you, Don, for definitely asking everyone to do that in the beginning. So good. So good to see all of you. And a reminder, we're here every Thursday, 6 o'clock. And for those of you coaches on the line, we can decide who wants to lead for experience and practice leading the call. And any of you who are on the call who are clients and would like to share your health journey, because it's such a great experience to share out loud about what's happening. It just makes it more real, and you just realize a lot more about where you started and where you're at. So ask your coach about sharing on our call as well. So everybody have a great week.